Hey, welcome back to the Zane Foy podcast. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Zane Foy. This podcast is sponsored by the Perfect Mindset Masterclass. So if you're feeling hopeless, you're feeling lost, and you want to take back control of your life, you want to have, that clarity and that power to create the life you have always dreamt of, then please check out the Perfect Mindset Masterclass at zanefoyofficial.com, and you can use code podcast at checkout for 20% off. So change your life and save some money all at the same time. This episode of the podcast, I wanted to talk about, toxic relationships, man. How do we know if we're in one? What is a toxic relationship? How do we deal with it? What do we do? All kinds of shit and fun stuff. So, I like to think of toxic relationships like toxic jealousy. Oftentimes we find ourselves in a toxic relationship because someone has mommy issues or daddy issues, and that's literally the honest truth. Or maybe you just have trust issues in your relationship. So we end up, we find ourselves, maybe we're the guilty person, guilty party, or we're with someone who's toxic. And, you often know you're in a toxic relationship when someone's trying to be controlling. They always need to know what you're doing, who you're with, who you're talking to. They want the password to your phone. They constantly seem threatened by something, as if there's some sort of outside force that's going to ruin their relationship. And I just want to let you guys know, right off the bat, if you're in a toxic relationship, that shit is fucking dangerous. I'm telling you right now, it's not your job to fix the person you are with. If you are in a toxic relationship, you need to get the fuck out. That doesn't mean you have to break their heart or be an asshole about it. You can easily, end a relationship with someone while staying friends with them, being on good terms, whatever it is. It's not, you versus them. We're all out here just trying to find somebody to love and somebody to spend our life with. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to create enemies. So keep that in mind. Just because you don't, want to continue a relationship doesn't mean you have to fucking burn it. But I'm going to tell you, right off the bat, having to check each other's phones or looking through someone's phone, having their password, seeing who they're texting, constantly knowing what they're doing or asking them what they're doing or whatever the fuck is going on, that shit is not normal. That's not okay. And here's the reason behind this is when you create that type of behavior, like I mentioned before, you come off as somebody who is threatened. By nature, we are attracted to the dominant of the sex that we prefer, right? Who we're attracted to. We want to be with someone who is dominant. Do you think whoever is dominant should be threatened by anybody? Absolutely not. And that's the fucking mind-blowing shit that people don't understand, is that you go into this relationship trying to control everything, trying to control the person you're with because you're afraid that if they talk to someone else long enough, they're going to leave you. And so you do everything in your power to stop that from happening. But by doing the very action of controlling them, you kill the relationship, and inevitably you end up losing them anyways, which just goes to show that you are what you believe, and what you believe will happen will most likely fucking happen. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I used to be that guy. I used to be extremely toxic, and it's jealousy. It literally is jealousy. If you're afraid of someone leaving you for somebody else, that's jealousy. I'm going to put it to you fucking straight. It's jealousy. It is. I used to be that person, straight up. I used to be that fucking person. I'm not proud of it, but I'm glad that I was able to learn from it. In fact, a very good book that I highly recommend you read is How to Be a 3% Man by Corey Wayne. It is a phenomenal book. It will change your life. It's like the 101 to relationships, from meeting someone to, your 10th year of marriage. It teaches you everything. It's fucking phenomenal. But I want you to understand that you have to come off as somebody who's dominant. If you want to be attractive, you cannot be controlling. And that's actually what makes you attractive, right? Women, it's a proven sign, or it's a proven study that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. When you try to control someone, you basically just show off to your partner and the rest of the fucking world that you're obsessed, right? And first of all, that's a creepy behavior to begin with. But it's unhealthy for you and them, because all of a sudden you're putting chains on somebody. You turn it into less of a choice and more of a prison. And nobody wants to be in the type of relationship where they feel caged in, right? It's two people who make a mutual choice to be with each other. And trust and faith should come between the lines. It doesn't need to be something that's, constantly revealed to the other person because of their insecurities. You shouldn't have to constantly tell someone you're not going to leave or you're not going to go find somebody else. If you have to do that, then you're with someone who's extremely insecure. And then you realize how unstable your relationship actually is. For example, if you can't trust yourself that you are the perfect person for this partner, for your love, if you can't trust yourself that you are the person they deserve to be with, why on earth should they fucking trust you? It's not their job to give you this confidence you don't have. It's not their job to make you feel okay with yourself. I'm sorry, but that's a solo fucking journey. You got to learn that shit on your own, man. Learn it on your own. If you find yourself in a toxic relationship, I'm telling you right now, do not try to fix them. Do not try to fix them, make them feel better. Don't stop believing into this misconception that you can change them. You can't. I mean, at the end of the day, you can motivate them, you can inspire them, you can encourage them, but people do not change unless they decide to change themselves. Change is ongoing. It's an ongoing choice you make throughout your entire life. Are you going to continue to be the person you are? Are you going to continue living the same life you're living? Or are you going to change? Are you going to find something better? We often get fucking comfortable where we are, and that's, dangerous in of itself. But you shouldn't, relationships, love, all of that stuff, man, it should never be forced. Ever. It should never be forced. To give you an example, when I used to be this way, I used to be extremely toxic in my own terms and dealing with jealousy and all that stuff. If I had, if my girlfriend said she was going to go to a party or she was going to go out with her, girls, and I'd get super, controlling. I'd be like, who you going with? What time you going to be home? Make sure to text me, check in, blah, blah, all this fucking bullshit. And it's extremely unattractive because it makes the girl think, why? You think I'm going to hook up with anyone else? If you think I'm going to hook up with anyone else, that's going to assume that you're not the person I should be with, right? So then you flip that. You become someone who's confident and secure with who they are, and your girlfriend says she wants to go out with her friends or she wants to hang out with her girls, and you just say, all right, have fun, and you let her be. You don't fucking bother her. You don't call her. You don't text her. You don't check up on her. You just let her fucking be. Right? There's a certain level of respect in which, you let someone know when you're going to be home or whatever, in a sense of just making sure you're safe, right? You're safe and you're comfortable, but you should not be having to, do 15, 30-minute checkups, with this person. They're out with their friends. Like, stop begging for their fucking attention. It's like you're afraid that if they're not with you or talking to you or giving you their full attention 24/7, they're gonna leave. Oh no, like, look how insecure that makes you. You gotta stop doing that. Really, you have to stop doing that. Girls love a challenge. Okay, whether they will admit it or not. Most girls love a challenge. You don't want to be in a relationship that's easy. Because if the relationship was easy, then it's as if there's nothing to work for. There's no reward. There's no feeling of accomplishment or satisfaction or fulfillment. Like, yeah, I made this happen. If a relationship is easy, you didn't make shit happen. It happened on its own, and that's no fun. Like, that's not worth it at all. It's fucking, I don't know. You know how it is. Things are given to you. You don't feel as accomplished as you should have, if you had done it yourself or if you had earned it, so to speak. You want to earn a relationship. You shouldn't have to force a relationship. And, I want to put this, let me give you another example, kind of like a perspective, an analogy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like we often think that, especially in this day and age with, my generation, God forbid, we think that we have to like force ourselves into a relationship. Like, if we're not with somebody, we're not human, as almost like we're not complete. You complete me. Oh my God, somebody should never have to fucking complete you. It's not, a 90%, matching with another 90%, and then you guys try to add up to make someone 100%. No, it's two people at 100% coming together to hit that 200. If you're not hitting it 200%, then you need to figure out what a part of you or the other person is stopping that from happening, because it needs, you shouldn't have to force your puzzle piece to fit with somebody else. It's something that should just happen. In fact, something I think everyone should do is get a piece of paper, split it, down the middle, and on the left side, you need to write, what your dream partner, dream love, whatever has to have, and then on the, other side, the things they absolutely can't have. They need to be, a positive person, an optimist, and then they absolutely cannot be a fucking crackhead. Like, that would be a very good one to do. But nah, you should never try to force relationships, man. That's just not healthy. It's not good for you. It's not good for them. It's not good for anybody. It's wrong. It's literally wrong. I mean, the reason the reason why love is so amazing is because love is spontaneous. It's freedom. It takes away, all the suffering and struggles of, all other aspects of life, like your job, your work, your chores, the fucking constant pressures and stresses that are being placed on you. Love gives you, it gives you this escape, which is why it's so important to, keep healthy, keep insured. And, speaking of like keeping, love healthy, keep in mind that courtship never ends. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you got them. You are constantly earning that relationship every single day. Do not get complacent. Do not get boring. Do not get comfortable. Fucking women want you to be more of a man than them. They want to feel safe. They want to feel secure. Don't make them feel like you're a weight, like they need to do your job for you, man. You're supposed to be the man in the relationship. You need to be strong, dude. You need to be there for her. You need to be supportive. But don't be, fucking bitching and complaining and crying all the goddamn time. Like, I hate that, man. I'm going to get controversial as fuck right now. I don't even care. We are in this day and age where we think of toxic masculinity. Oh, man, this guy is toxic. That guy's toxic. Look, to a certain extent, too much of anything is toxic. But don't tell me that basic masculinity is toxic. We are the way we are for a reason. You have to understand that we are designed instinctively. We are designed by nature. We do certain things so that we can keep everybody as healthy and as secure as possible. There's so many aspects of life. It's naive for us to assume that as one person we can take care of all of them. Like, as a man, I'm not, I feel like it's my job to be strong, supportive, make sure that my family or my girlfriend or everyone else around me, people I need to take care of, feel safe. They feel supportive. It doesn't mean I'm living their life for them. It just means that I'm holding up my end of the deal. A relationship is a two-way fucking road. And therefore, you can't expect me to be, strong, secure, supportive, and, all these different things, and be caring, sympathetic, passionate, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, I can do a little bit of everything. Some things I need to prioritize more than others. But that's why you have that balance. That's why women are so important in these relationships, is because they have that ability to be caring and be, unlock that emotional side that a lot of us guys don't have. We just naturally aren't as, strengthened in that sense of life as other people. And that's the way it should be, because it creates that balance, that equality, that where my strengths, where I have my strengths, I can own those strengths. Where I have my weaknesses, that is where that relationship creates that ultimate 200%. I cannot just create my own 200%. I can only be as good of a man as I can, possibly be. And nobody's perfect. And that's the way it is. We have relationships so that we can come together in love, like in unity, and create that balance where, my girlfriend she's better than me at so many things I could never possibly be good at. Because I'm just not genetically designed that way. Like, it's just not how I was meant to be. And it's not my fucking job to get mad at God, I fucking hate that. I'm sorry. I went on a fucking rant there, man. Man, people, they get angry at God. And you know me, I'm not a religious guy. I believe in God with all my heart, but I'm not the guy who goes to church. I've never read the Bible. I know bits and pieces, but what I do know is, I was given, my life for a reason. The one thing I do know is gratitude. And if you look at all the problems in this generation, from the fucking snowflake movement to toxic masculinity, or the toxic, radical feminist movement, or all of it, dude, literally all of it. Every single aspect, every single issue, men and women alike, this entire planet, every fucking human on this entire planet, we all know the major, outlying issues going on in the world. And I believe a major reason that these issues are going on is because people lack gratitude. For some reason down the line, we lost this ability to just be grateful for what we have. And, it's kind of sad. It's just kind of sad. I'm going to leave it off there. I want you to think. I just want you to think a little bit. I want this to kind of cycle through your head. And, let me know what you think in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comment section. If you're watching this on iTunes or whatever, you watch this on Podbean, leave it in the comments. Send me a DM. Let me know what you think. I want to know what you think or what your thoughts are on this. But to kind of end this off, or to kind of cap off this podcast, I want you to just focus on gratitude. Okay? Because every single second you spend, being greedy or wishing things were different, you waste a second appreciating the things you should be loving right now. And don't take those for granted. But, yeah. I want you to just think about gratitude. Anyways, that is it for this episode of the podcast. Feel free to DM me on Instagram. Talk to me. If you need help with anything, I'm always there for you. You can comment. Whatever you got to do, get in contact with me, and I fucking got you. As always, much love. God bless. And I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.